All right, everybody.
Boom, we're in.
What city, what country you're from? Let's get this party started. Mark, thanks for telling me. We're going to talk about planning, but I do it a little differently, only because I've done it the other way. What's your goal? Let's go through that whole process. It just never worked for me. So I'm actually using this exact method right now for planning out for Tristan and Associates, A Brilliant Tribe, Drunk on Social, and Success Enterprises, now as the CMO. John, go Chiefs. I love it. You're going to love this one. Mark, I want you kind of like to participate, kind of like if I'm going this, if I'm going to use this with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be fun because we're going to kind of build it out together. Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, here we go. And everyone's going to get a copy of this. I built this out a few years back. So you won't see this anywhere else because I kind of morphed it from different things. Here it is, dropping it into the chat. Kristen, you're in Northridge. Damn. I went to Cal State Northridge. So we're like neighbors. What's up, Ruth? I see you. There, I dropped it in. Let me know if you can open it.
Yes.
You can open it, Mark? All
Yeah.
right. Here we go, bud. I'm going to share my screen with you. Any questions on any of this? Because we're going to move fast through this in the next 25 minutes. Please ask me, because this is how we build companies. This is how we build businesses. This is how we actually progress through down markets, up markets, everything. This is the key to having a success at a high level. Can you see my screen where it says the process, Mark?
Yeah.
All right, good. Now, that's the bottom of this. The top portion are your priorities, your goals, all of that good stuff that you're used to seeing when it comes to the new year or a new month. This is all great. You're going to put your goals all through this. But the important piece really comes down to what I call the process. And what this does is a consistency through clarity. Now, you're going to see something here. I'm going to stop sharing really quick to show you how I do it. Although I have these documents that are PDFs that you can put into your iPad and outline them, I actually outline it on something like this. So you can see here, I go through the whole process, answer all those questions, and then I break them down here.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've added for each of the bottom portion, which I'll show you, is who's responsible for it if you've got a bigger team or you're running a company. Because not everyone, not you alone, won't be responsible for every single action that needs to take place. So know that as we get into this. All right, Mark, we're going to head into this. Like if you're doing this with me, this is real estate specific. So we're not talking about, I'm going to zoom in. We're not talking about a priority of yours that's going to focus around self or family. Okay. Because for me, those are the primary two. Self, meaning mind, spirit, emotion, physical, right? It's not about working out on this one or eating better. It's not about getting closer to your spouse or your girlfriend or your family. This one is just about real estate, Mark. All right.
Got it.
So for us, it's going to be checking off this little box, business. And now, what's the very first thing that comes to mind? One priority, there's many, but this is how we're going to break it down. What's a goal or a priority that you have for, let's say, starting in November, in next week? That we can get specific on, add some timelines and some actionable steps, because we're going to break it down all the way through the bottom. What would that look like?
Help 4 families buy or sell real estate.
Over the next year, or let's say, what is this?
November.
Over the next month through November?
Yep.
Okay. Just November.
Yep.
Okay. So then this is beautiful, because this process will evolve and grow for Mark. So it's going to be help 4 families
Buy
or sell, or what? What does this look like? Just sell, just buy, transact.
Buy or sell. Yeah.
Buy or sell through the end of what is November 30th, 2022. Right. And we won't get specific as to where you're going to get them from, because that'll be at the bottom. That's good enough. Why is this important to you? What are your key motivators for you specifically?
Yeah.
We can get selfish here. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, for sure. To meet yearly quota,
Okay.
right? To continuously have the pipeline strong,
Okay.
right? And to service the clients.
All right. Let's go a little deeper because sometimes we don't dig enough. You did this with a whole team that you were coaching,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So look, Mark has done this before. We're just kind of doing it on Mark. And if you're interested in coaching, we'll put up the link somewhere there. I remember
Someone will.
that we do coaching, by the way. I want to ask you why. Why is this important to you when it comes to helping 4 families in the month of December? Does that do something for you financially? Does that put you in a place where you feel good about what you're doing?
Mhm.
Does that propel you into January starting off great because they close all in December? What does that do for you?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. One thing it does for me is it helps me get into the mindset of closing 52 in a year, 1 a week.
Okay, good. So it gets you in the right direction.
Yeah, gets me in the
All right.
headspace of going for what you did before in the past was 50. You did 52 in a year once.
I did. And
So
in an amazing, I mean, in our market, dude, can you imagine?
it'd
Insane.
be wild. It would be. Yeah. So breaking it down a yearly goal into weekly is really important to me because it's a bit more manageable than me trying to think of 52 transactions. And I think of 1 transaction a week.
Okay, I like that. And then this process actually, you can actually expand on that and say 1 transaction a week for the year of 2023, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that. Now, this one where it says problem, this one I use for companies, big companies. So this may not apply to us. So know that. What problem are you solving for? I'll give you an example. If we were creating an app, because I'm helping a company creating an app, it's like, what problem are you solving in your specific niche, right? In our case, I don't know that we can answer that because we already answered the why. There's no problem that we're solving outside of us being
You know what, though?
Go ahead, shoot.
I will say for us, we could switch it to what solution are you providing?
Hold on now, because I just interviewed Joe Polish. He said something interesting that you just reminded me. So chapter 1 of his book, it comes out November 1st. It's called What's in It for Them. You have to get that one. What's in it for them? Doesn't come out yet. Chapter 1 is how are they suffering and how can I help? And I was like, damn, man, that gets to the core of how we show up on social media, how we show up just to help people person to person. I was like, dude, that's Taryn. Exactly. Pain point. Anyway, the book's called What's in It for Them. It's not out yet. And the podcast is not out yet, but I just interviewed Joe Polish. Amazing guy.
Cool.
Mark, great point on that, man. I like that. We're going to skip on that so that we finish this because we're going to get into details. We're going to go into strategies. So what are the 3 strategies that you can take that'll support this one goal or priority that you can outline here? And I'll give you some examples. Okay. So for your 4, I would say probably one of those is going to be online. So going deeper online, right? Number 2 would be maybe social media. And number 3 could be specifically your past clients, your core sphere, your database, something along those lines. So what comes to mind for you when you're looking at your strategies that fall along your strengths?
Yeah. I would say phone, online leads, cold calling, warm calling, phone prospecting.
Okay, so when you go on number 1, what gravitates first? Which one of those?
Online leads.
Okay,
out of those bunch.
So I would write probably, you know what? Hold on. I think I have annotation here. Wonder if we can put it in here. So what did you say?
Online leads.
Online leads. I have no idea why it's blue. Can you read that?
Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, we could do O-line leads, but that would be something brand new, right? All right. All right. What would be the second one?
Circle prospecting.
Circle prospecting?
Yep.
And then the third one?
The third one, I want to say open houses.
Hey, what happened there? We wanted a different color. Hold on. We'll open houses. There we go. So let's shift this over here. If it works, if not, come on, jump down, buddy. Okay, you get the gist.
It's fine. Yeah.
Thank goodness Zoom doesn't suck. Okay. Okay. We got online leads, circle prospecting, and open houses. Are we sure we want to go that route? Circle prospecting, open houses. I feel like you're missing, and this is where we have to think deeper, but I feel like you're missing, like, what about your core sphere or your past clients?
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to like touch base on that. For number 2, for circle prospecting, I kind of wanted to add that in there as well. So like circle prospect properties that we've sold, circle prospect properties that are on the market, but also circle prospect my own sphere and past clients.
Okay, so really just okay, we can dig into that underneath then. I think that's fine. All right, I like this. Everyone following along. Let's see what we got so far. Close that.
Taryn wants to know what circle prospecting is. I'll answer that real quick. So
Perfect.
for example, Taryn, we just listed a house in Moore Park, and which is in a neighborhood close to us. Anyways, so what we'll do is we'll call the neighbors in the area. We use RedX. It's a dialer system, and it also scrubs the do not call numbers, which is very important. And we go around and we talk about who we are, that we just listed this property on Brindisi for the Smiths, and we were kind of checking in, wondering who they may know who's looking to buy or sell real estate in the area.
Got it.
That's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's a whole nother webinar, but it's basically in a nutshell what circle prospecting is.
Okay, good. Now what we're going to do, thank you for explaining that. If you have any questions on that, we can go further later. Number 1 is online leads. We're going to now create 3 actions that you're going to be able to place through your calendar so that we can break this down. So number 1 here is going to be online leads. Now, when we're looking at online leads, what gravitates to you first? What would be A, right? That we
New
can
leads.
place right here. New leads, meaning online leads coming in from Google PPC.
Yep.
Okay. So,
or it could be like Ojo, or it could be whatever it is, speed of lead, hitting up those first.
all right. Now, when I'm looking at Google PPC for you, I'm going to stop sharing because that's number 1 under online leads. When I'm looking at Google PPC for you, what's that follow-up look like in your head? Because does that fall at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 4 p.m.? What does that look like for you on a daily basis that we can put on a calendar?
Yeah, for sure. So if any of them have come in during after hours, calling them first and reaching out to them first.
Okay, after hours. And what about during? Like
yes, right. Yeah, because sometimes they come in during other prospecting time or during whatever it is. That takes priority. Within the first 30 seconds, they need to be, called, texted, emailed, something.
Okay, so getting to your online PPC leads quicker.
Yeah, definitely. Speed of lead is key.
And you've seen how that's worked with Ojo. I mean, you locked in. We talked about it last week. Did we talk about it last week?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got a $2.2 million listing because you got to it super quick. Right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
All right. So Google PPC, get to them quicker. What would be next under online leads? What would we be?
Yeah. I would say the last logins, people who've logged in last. So there's like a filter we can do where it shows all of our leads, and then it's who's logged in last. Someone's logged in on yesterday. Someone logged in an hour ago. Someone logged in last week. What did they do when they were here? Were they looking at homes? Were they inquiring about things? Were they poking around? Did they see a property 3 times online? Do they want to see that home? Why do they see it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times? Are they interested?
I got you. So I'm going to open up Chime really quick. And so I'm on Chime right now.
There it is. Last visited
a minute ago.
1 minute ago.
So for you, it'd be like, let's hit up Lily.
Yep.
Then Mike, then Catherine, and so
on and so forth.
All the way down. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So what time are you calling your last logins? Because I'd like specifics.
Yeah. Well, it does depend. It does vary. It's as soon as the new leads are done. Mondays are a little bit longer because, there's some leads that came in, on either Saturday or Sunday during an open house, and all of a sudden they come in after hours, right? Playing a little catch up, right? Sometimes some days there's not as many new leads. So then you just move on to the next, which is last logins.
All right. And then what time are you typically going in? Like you go like at 9 to 9:30 or 9:30 to 10?
Yeah. 9
Okay.
to 10.
So I'd add it to my calendar, 9 to 10. And then if I don't have anybody that day, then I'd go into whatever is next on my calendar. All right.
Which is reminders, follow-ups.
Okay. So then you're going to go on online leads. You've got Google PPC leads, get to them quicker.
Yep.
Right. Then you've got last logins.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got what else?
The last one would be follow-ups.
Reminder. Okay. Follow-ups.
Reminders. Yeah.
Reminders. Which, by the way, hold on. I think I have a ton on mine. You don't want to see. You do not want.
Actually, I do.
You don't want to see mine here.
How many overdue tasks do you have?
Top left. Okay. Wait, it gets worse. Oh, good. I cleared them. Ha!
Oh,
You're good. You're good. Never mind. We're looking good. Mark, you made me look good.
All right, perfect.
That was you helping out, buddy.
Yeah, like this.
All right. Reminders.
All done.
All right. So let's go back to this really quick.
So we have circle prospecting next.
On time. All right. So we filled this whole one out.
Yep.
We've got online leads and then Google PPC, quicker return, last logins next, and then reminders is who we're going to be calling. So it looks like we're starting around 9-ish, right?
Yeah.
For most days, unless we have an appointment, then we'll shift it over to something else. Number 2, we've got circle prospecting. What would be the first thing on circle prospecting?
Yeah. So it also does depend too. Like if I have, a recent close, and obviously, I want to circle prospect that. If I have a new listing, I want to circle prospect that. If I have none of those, then, do some research and see what is new that's popped up that I can circle prospect. And then also correlating into that, calling my past clients in Sphere. But to be fair though, that well does run dry throughout the month. It's not as deep of a well as circle prospecting because your opportunities are vast in that world.
So then when I'm thinking circle prospecting on A, like what would be the first thing on there? Would it be just listed or just sold?
Yeah, just listed.
Okay. Then I'd get more specific. A would be just listed. And I would even go in deeper and say just listed day 0 or day 1.
Yes, definitely.
Because we went over this on one of our classes where day 0s and day 1s always the best to call because people are like, when you're calling the neighbors, they'll be like, what? Who listed? What street? I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And that's when you're winning.
Yeah.
So just listed
0 to 1 days.
0 to 1 days. And it would be probably typically 10 to 11, 10 to 10:30. What are we looking at?
As soon as
you're done with this one?
Yeah, 11/12.
Okay. So we'll just put 11 a.m. for you so we can put it on your calendar. Just Mark's like, what the hell did I get into?
No, this is good. It's great.
I'm joking. All right. Just listed 0 to 1 days. And you're using RedX or what are you using?
Yes, RedX. Okay. And for those who don't know what RedX is a dialer. It's actually much more than that. It's actually almost like its own CRM too. There's lots of possibilities and opportunities there. Tons. You should definitely check out some of the RedX webinars we've done and that Tristan does.
Where I put up the link. I think I put up some affiliate link for lab codes or for, I don't know, for me, I don't know what it is. Yeah. All right, next. Let me switch back to you, buddy, because I lost you because I had to share that. What would be under just with the 0 to 1 days at 11 a.m. under circle prospecting? What would that be?
Yeah. Just sold.
Okay. Next is just sold. Now are you also doing just sold recently?
Very fresh? Like that day or like the next day.
Okay. So again, 0 to 1 day.
Yeah. Otherwise it becomes old news.
Got it. And you're also using RedX.
Definitely.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Done. Okay. Just listed, just sold is B. You know what times? And then what would C be?
Yeah. C, I would like to leave open for Sphere and past clients. That also can be a part of social media as well, because some of my Sphere and some of my Sphere is through Facebook and Instagram.
Let's get really specific on this one.
Yep.
Because I don't want generalities as people tuning in. I want you to use this circle prospecting. I think LCM, like, comment, message on Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my third thing. So as soon as you're done dialing these, if it's like 12, if let's say you're done at 12, I would go for another 20 minutes, which would be LCM, 20 minutes, Facebook, Instagram. So it'd be 10 minutes on Facebook, 10 minutes on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think all of you at this point are familiar with like, comment, message on Facebook and Instagram. If you're not, just raise your hand. And I know Azucena will put a link to one of our coaching things that we did on that. Didn't we, Mark? We did that.
Yeah, we did LCM.
All right, perfect. And John, I see you have a raised hand. Do me a favor and put your question in the chat or in the Q&A, and then we'll get to that. All right, number 3, because I know you've been doing this really well. Open houses. They're doing very well for you. And we're in Ventura County, LA County borderline. And tell me what you have planned when you're thinking open houses as far as A, B, C. What's on A?
Yeah. Our own listings is A. That's the first priority. My own listings are the teams.
Okay. Our own listings are first.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just go with our own listings. What day would that be typically? Are you doing it 3 times a week, 2 times a week, 1
to 2 times a week? It does depend on if it's vacant, or it does depend on what the sellers are able to handle.
Okay.
Some sellers don't want to do
1 time a week. Then you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Let's keep it at 1 time a week. What times are those?
Yeah. Personally, I'm a big fan of Saturdays, but I do both. But during football season, definitely Saturdays.
Go Chiefs! Who said go Chiefs? I forgot who said go Chiefs.
1 to 4.
1 to 4 Saturday. Got it. So your own listing 1 time a week, Saturday 1 to 4.
Yep.
I think that's good for A. Well, hold on. What strategy are we using? Because we also want to make sure that the strategy is correct here on the actions. As far as action steps for this, are we door knocking around the home? Are we calling around the home before? I just want to know what this looks like for you building up to the open house and the follow-up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's focus on the door knocking for this question. I love inviting the neighbors to a little pre-open house for the neighbors only.
Okay.
If the seller can't accommodate for that, then maybe adjust the open house to be 1:30 to 4, or just do 1 to 4 and just invite the neighbors regardless.
Got it.
It's a great conversation starter. It comes off not pushy, not salesy. It comes off as information based.
Got it. So here, I've got something for you, because now I'm getting clarity on this. Let me go to the sheet so we can go over this together. So this is the third one. We've got open houses. But for you, I would say open houses, either generalized for your listing or any listing. Okay. This way we can put A as 1 time a week, Saturday 1 to 4. That's A. B, door knocking to either invite for pre-open house, right? Or just to come to the open house to see who's interested, or just who you connect with locally. That would be B. And then C, what other action step do we take on open houses that you think can help you close 4 transactions, or one of these 4 transactions in the month of November? What would C be for you?
Yeah, I would say it would come down to two things. One being, let's take out of the equation that if I don't have a listing, I'm still getting an open house from either the team or from the broker,
Office,
right? Sure.
or from a stranger.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, number 3 would come down to one of two things for me. One would be to add phone calls in correlation with door knocking, right? Letting the owners know how the open house went, letting them know the activity that happened, how many people were interested, did we receive any offers, right?
Oh.
We received an offer on their home, person I'm calling for that price, would they be interested in taking a look at it, right? Are they in their dream home? If not, what does their dream home look like? So on and so forth.
Is this, how would you categorize this? Post open house process, or what would this be in your head?
The phone calls?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Post open house calls and information.
And then at that point, then you have to get really specific as to, I would itemize and say who you're calling first, right? So you're calling the people that went through the open house first, then you're calling the neighbors, and then you're finally calling, at this point, I think you would have already called the actual owner of the home, or at least seen him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think itemizing that on C would be perfect. So post open house calls,
Mm-hmm.
owner, neighbors, and people visiting. Anybody else I'm missing?
Yes. Some of which are houses that are non-owner occupied and they're rentals. So getting in touch with the owners to see if they would want to cash out on their investment.
I like that. That would round up our sheet right there, dude. And then at the bottom we have rewards, but honestly for us, the
Taco Bell. How would you celebrate Taco Bell?
The reward isn't actually doing it. So let me grab this link. And the consequence, well, when we don't do it, we don't do it. So but you can fill that out if you want. There's one question, and Mark, you want to take this question?
I was reading it. I'm not quite sure I understand the question. Maybe you want to take a stab at it?
Yeah, okay. Leda, what's up, Leda? What are thoughts on broker agents open houses for price opinion in this market we're running? That's a good idea. I think as far as she's saying, if somebody's coming through, let me stop sharing. Somebody's coming through the open house and you have like a sheet of paper, right? Like this. And you're like, hey, do me a favor when you're going through the home, take a look at it.
I got you. Yep. Yeah. Sure.
I think, what do you think on that, dude?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Alita, there's actually a script that I absolutely love, and I actually used it at my open house, and it worked well, and I actually landed them as a seller, and we've been talking. So here's how it works. So Tristan comes through and he says, the house isn't quite for me, but I like it, right? You say, Tristan, what were some of the things you didn't like about the home? And then
it was too small.
It's too small. Okay, great. Awesome. Yes, I totally understand, being the size of the home might be too small for you. I got a question for you because the seller, might ask me and to give some feedback, if this was the only home on the market, what price would make it not too small?
Oh, it's a good question. I hadn't thought of that. Probably like another 50,000 less.
Okay. Yeah, fair. So here's the thing. Pause. We can stop the conversation there, or we can take it one step further. Tristan, this might sound actually kind of crazy, but why don't we try and maybe put that down on paper and see what the seller says? Worst case scenario, they say no. Best case scenario, you just got a property for $50,000 under market value.
I love that. Take note of that, guys. That's a good one. I love that one. Mark, you earn a virtual chocolate chip cookie today.
It's delicious.
I hadn't given it to you. How do you know?
Should I host an open house or just reach out to them or what?
You could do a broker's open or open house. It doesn't matter as long as you invite people over. I think that it's harder when you have people come over and they don't really know, but if it's a broker or an agent, that's a good time to do it. So maybe a broker's open.
Mhm.
And then I just posted the LCM video. So if you have a question, it's a like, comment, message. It's on YouTube. We go through this whole process. Mark, anything I missed, buddy?
How can we mark to prospect for us?
Yeah, look, Mark has a whole group coaching that he does for our organization. So if you want to
Actually,
sign up for group coaching,
tomorrow, we're doing some scripts tomorrow, which is going to be great. And if something you guys wanted to jump on, click that link for coaching tomorrow. We're going to be going over sphere and past client scripts for brand new agents, and then some objections and door knocking scripts, as well as cold calling expired scripts that are old, 1 to 2 year old expired scripts.
oh, I like that, man.
Yeah,
That's a good one. All right, there's the link, everyone. If you have questions about coaching, group coaching, one-on-one, anything else, we do it. If not, don't worry about it, because we do this for free every week anyway. So, but we just go deeper with you one-on-one or in group. Mark, thanks, bro. I appreciate you, man.
appreciate you, bro. And we're playing pickleball today, so I'll see you there.
We're playing pickleball at 4:30-ish Pacific. So
Or like 5, but yeah,
5-ish.
yeah, sounds
All right.
good.
Crush and leave. Here we go.
That's it.
All right, everybody.